You have been saying it your entire life. Every single day, hundreds of times, without realizing what you are doing. You say it when you wake up exhausted. You say it when you look at your bank account. You say it when you think about the life you want but don't have. I am tired. I am broke. I am stuck. I am not good enough. I am unlucky. I am just not the kind of person things work out for. You say it casually. You say it automatically. You say it like it means nothing. But those two words are the most powerful words in existence. Not because they describe you, because they create you. I am is not a phrase. It is not grammar. It is not a figure of speech. I am is the name of God. It is the name of the creative power that builds reality from the inside out. And every single time you attach something to those two words, you are placing an order with the most faithful system ever designed. The problem is not that you are unlucky. The problem is not that the universe is against you. The problem is not that you were born into the wrong circumstances, or that you missed your window, or that other people have something you don't. The problem is that you have been using the most powerful creative force available to a human being, and you have been using it unconsciously, carelessly, against yourself. And you have been doing it so long that it feels like truth. It is not truth. It is habit, and habits can be broken. You are not a person trying to survive in a world that happens to you. You are the consciousness that creates the world you experience. You are not inside reality. Reality is inside you. That is not a metaphor. That is not motivation. That is a precise claim about the mechanics of human experience. And once you understand it, really understand it, not just intellectually but in your bones, nothing about how you talk to yourself, how you see yourself, or what you believe is possible will ever be the same. That is what this video is about. Most people share the same belief about how life works. The belief goes like this: the world out there is real and solid and fixed. Things happen in that world. Those things cause you to feel certain ways, think certain thoughts, and end up in certain circumstances. Your inner life is a response to your outer life. That is the direction of causation. Outside in, it feels like common sense. It feels so obvious that most people never question it. But consider this for a moment. Take two people, same city, same economy, same industry. One of them sees opportunity everywhere. Every obstacle is a door. Every setback is information. They move through the world with a quiet certainty that things work out for them, and somehow they do. The other person sees dead ends everywhere. Every opportunity has a catch. Every step forward is followed by 2 steps back. They work just as hard. They want it just as badly. But the results never seem to match the effort. Same outer world. Completely different experience of it. Now most people would say the difference is attitude, positivity, mindset, and they are pointing in the right direction but stopping too soon. Because it is not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts. It is not about pretending problems do not exist. It is about something much deeper than that. It is about the state of consciousness each person is operating from. The invisible interior condition that acts as a filter on everything they perceive, every decision they make, and every outcome they produce. One person's inner state says, at a level below conscious thought, I am someone things work out for. The other person's inner state says, I am someone who struggles. And the outer world, faithfully and without judgment, produces evidence for both. This is not philosophy. Watch the people around you. The ones who always seem to land on their feet, regardless of circumstances. And the ones who seem to recreate the same problems no matter how many times they start over. New job, same frustrations. New relationship, same patterns. New city, same version of themselves. The outer circumstances changed. The inner state did not. And that is the insight that changes everything. If the outer world is a reflection of the inner state, then changing the outer world without changing the inner state is like rearranging furniture in front of a mirror and expecting the reflection to look different. It never does. The question then becomes, what is the inner state actually made of? What is at the core of it? What is the thing that, if you changed it, would change everything else? The answer is 2 words. I am. Neville Goddard was a teacher who spent decades making one argument, not dozens of arguments. 1. Consciousness is the only reality. Everything else, every circumstance, every condition, every experience you have ever had is the outward projection of an inward state. The world you see is not happening to you. It is happening through you. You are not the receiver of reality. You are the projector of it. And at the center of that projector, at the very core of what you are, is the awareness you call I am. Not your name, not your job, not your history, not your personality. Those are things you have collected over time. Labels, roles, stories. Strip all of that away, and what remains is pure awareness. The simple, undeniable fact of your own existence. The thing that was there before the labels. The thing that will be there when every label falls away. I am. Just that. Nothing attached. Neville said that this pure I am awareness is what God is. Not a figure in the sky. Not an external being handing out blessings or punishments. God is the awareness itself. God is the I am. And you are it. That means you are not praying to something outside yourself when you seek to change your life. You are working with the creative power that lives at your own core. Now here is where most people get this wrong. They hear something like this, and they think it means they can simply declare what they want and it will appear. They think it is about speaking powerful words, claiming things out loud, writing affirmations and repeating them until something shifts. But Neville was not teaching a word formula. He was teaching a state of being. The I am does not respond to what you say. It responds to what you feel yourself to be. It responds to the state you actually occupy, not the state you are performing. There is a difference between saying I am wealthy and genuinely feeling yourself to be someone whose natural relationship with the world is one of abundance. The first is a sentence. The second is a state. The first changes nothing. The second changes everything. This is why two people can repeat the same affirmation and get completely different results. One of them is saying words. The other has actually shifted into the felt reality of what they are affirming. Their I am has moved, and the outer world moves with it. The question is not what are you saying. The question is what are you being? What is the I am you are living from, right now, beneath all the words and intentions and efforts? Because that, and only that, is what is creating your experience. Most people did not choose their I am. It was chosen for them. It happened early, before you had the awareness to question it, before you had the tools to filter what was being handed to you. A parent said something. A teacher said something. A failure happened, and you drew a conclusion from it. A group of people rejected you, and you decided what that meant about who you were. An authority figure told you what you were capable of, and you believed them because you were young and they seemed to know. And slowly, without you realizing it, a set of I am statements solidified into identity. I am not the smart one. I am the one who has to work harder than everyone else just to keep up. I am not lucky when it comes to money. I am not the kind of person who gets into relationships easily. I am someone who always ends up back at square one. These do not feel like beliefs. They feel like facts. They feel like accurate descriptions of who you are based on overwhelming evidence. But here is what Neville understood that most people never grasp. The evidence came after the belief, not before it. You did not develop the belief that you are bad with money because money kept leaving your life. Money kept leaving your life because you held the belief, deep in your I am, that you are someone money does not stay with. And consciousness, faithful as ever, kept producing circumstances that confirmed what you already believed to be true about yourself. This is the loop most people are trapped in. The inner state produces outer evidence. The outer evidence reinforces the inner state. The inner state grows stronger. The outer evidence multiplies, and around it goes, year after year, feeling more and more like permanent reality. Think about someone you know who always ends up in the same kind of relationship. The faces change. The names change. The circumstances change. But the dynamic is always the same. The same imbalance. The same patterns. The same ending. People around them shake their heads and say, why does this keep happening to them? The answer is not bad luck. The answer is not that they are choosing wrong on purpose. The answer is that their I am has not changed. Somewhere beneath conscious awareness, they are still operating from the same core belief about who they are and what they deserve in a relationship. And consciousness keeps producing a perfect match for that belief. This is not a character flaw. It is not a punishment. It is simply how the system works. Consciousness is not moral. It does not reward good people and punish bad ones. It simply reflects. It takes whatever state you occupy at the level of I am and produces a world that matches it, without judgment, without exception. The unconscious I am statements running in the background of your mind right now are not harmless. They are not just negative self-talk that makes you feel bad temporarily. They are instructions, and they are being followed. So if the I am is the source of everything, the obvious next question is, why doesn't fixing the outside work? Because most people, when they decide they want a different life, go straight to the outer world. They change the job. They end the relationship. They move to a new city. They start the new routine, the new plan. They take real action. And for a moment, things feel different. But then, slowly, the new situation starts to feel exactly like the old one. The new job has the same frustrations. The new relationship has the same undercurrent of tension. The new city feels lonely in the same way the old one did. And the person stands there, exhausted and confused, wondering what is wrong with them. They did everything right. They made the changes. Why does it keep coming back to this? Because they changed the screen without changing the projector. Imagine you are watching a film and you do not like what you see. So you walk up to the screen and start rearranging the images. You work hard on the surface trying to make the picture different. But the projector in the back of the room keeps sending the same film. No amount of work on the screen changes what the projector is producing. The only thing that changes the picture is changing what is running inside the projector. You are the projector. Your I am is the film. The world is the screen. This is why affirmations alone rarely produce lasting change. You can tell yourself every morning that you are confident and abundant. But if the I am running beneath those words still feels like someone who is struggling and behind, the words are touching the screen. They are not touching the projector. The outer world will always correct back to match the inner state. Always. Not sometimes. Always. This is why people who come into sudden external windfalls so often end up back where they started. The lottery winner who is broke again within 3 years. The person who gets the dream job but quietly self-sabotages until it falls apart. The outer circumstance changed dramatically. The I am did not. And consciousness, patient and faithful, waited until the outer world caught back up with the inner state. Nothing is broken. The system is working exactly as designed. The only question is whether you are going to keep letting it run on the old program or do the one thing that actually changes everything. Change the I am, not the circumstances. Not the actions, not the words, the state, the felt identity, the thing you genuinely believe yourself to be beneath all thought. That is where the real work is. Changing the I am is not complicated, but it requires something most people are not willing to give it. Honesty, not the honesty of admitting what is wrong. Most people are very good at that. The honesty required here is different. It is the willingness to catch yourself in the act. To notice in real time what you are actually declaring about yourself beneath your conscious intentions. Most people have a significant gap between who they say they want to be and who they are actually being at the level of I am. They say they want abundance, but every time they check their bank account, the feeling underneath is, this is what I expected. This is just how it is for me. They say they want success, but every time an opportunity appears, the feeling underneath is, I am probably not ready. Someone else would handle this better. The declared intention is one thing. The felt I am is another. And the felt I am always wins. So the first step is awareness. Every time you notice yourself completing the sentence I am, stop. Notice what you attach to those two words. Write it down. By the end of the day, you will have a precise map of the I am statements currently running your life. Most people who do this are genuinely shocked. Not because the statements are dramatic, but because of how constant and automatic they are. I am so tired. I am already behind. I am terrible at this. These do not feel like declarations. They feel like passing thoughts. But they are not passing. They are building the state. And the state is building the world. The second step is replacement. Most people make a critical mistake here. They try to replace a negative I am with an extreme positive one. From I am broke to I am a millionaire. It does not work. Declaring something your entire being knows is not true creates static. And static blocks the signal. So instead, build a bridge, a direction, not a fantasy, something your mind can genuinely accept right now that points toward where you want to go. Instead of I am a millionaire, try I am someone whose relationship with money is genuinely changing. Instead of I am perfectly healthy, try I am someone making choices that support my health every day. These create movement, and movement held consistently becomes arrival. The third step is the deepest one. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Drop every label. Your name, your job, your problems, your history. Just breathe. Rest in the bare awareness of I am. Nothing attached. No story. Just the simple fact of your existence. I am. Here. Now. Aware. This is the creative ground. The place where you consciously choose what follows I am rather than inheriting it from your past. Even 5 minutes of this daily loosens the grip of the old inherited identity. You are not your history. You are the awareness that observed it. And awareness can choose again. Now that you understand what the I am is and how to begin reclaiming it, there is a deeper layer Neville pointed to consistently throughout his teaching. The I am is not just your identity. It is the projector of your entire reality. Most people understand this intellectually when they first hear it. But there is a difference between understanding it as a concept and actually living from it as a truth. And that difference is everything. Here is what it means in practical terms. The outer world you experience every day is not an objective landscape that everyone sees identically. It is a personalized projection. Your consciousness, your specific I am state, rendered into physical experience. Two people walk into the same room. One feels at ease, confident, certain they belong. The other feels like an outsider, like everyone can see they do not quite fit. They are in the same room, having completely different experiences of it. Those different experiences produce different outcomes, different conversations, different opportunities, different results. The room did not change. The I am changed. This plays out in every area of life. The person whose I am is rooted in worthiness moves through the world, and people respond differently. Doors open that others do not even notice exist. Opportunities surface naturally because their state of consciousness is aligned with receiving them. The person whose I am is rooted in lack moves through the same world and experiences friction everywhere. Not because the world is punishing them, because their state of consciousness is filtering out everything that does not match what they believe themselves to be. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. This is not a judgment. It is a description of how the system works. And once you see it clearly, it becomes the most empowering information you have ever received. Because it means the variable is always you. Not the economy, not your circumstances, not other people, not timing. You. And you can change. Think about the last time something unexpectedly good happened to you. A conversation that led somewhere you did not anticipate. An opportunity that appeared from nowhere. A problem that resolved itself in a way you could not have engineered. That was not luck. That was your I am in a higher state, even briefly, attracting a matching outer experience. Consciousness moved. Reality followed. Now think about how different your life would look if that state were not occasional but constant. If the I am you were living from every day was one of quiet certainty, worthiness, and expectation of good. Not forced, not performed, genuinely felt. That is the work. And it is available to you right now. Not after the circumstances change. Not after you have more evidence. Right now, from exactly where you are. Because the I am does not need permission from the outer world to shift. It only needs your decision. Everything covered so far means nothing without this final piece. Action. Not the frantic, desperate kind of action that comes from fear and lack. Not the kind where you are running from something. The kind that flows naturally from a changed I am. The kind that feels less like forcing and more like following. When the I am shifts, action changes character. It stops feeling like climbing uphill against resistance and starts feeling like moving in a direction that makes sense. Like you are no longer pushing the river, but finally moving with it. But there are specific things you can do starting tonight to begin anchoring the new I am into your daily experience. Not someday. Tonight. Step 1. Do the audit. Before you sleep, sit with a piece of paper and write down every I am statement you can recall saying or thinking today. Be honest. Be thorough. This is not about judgment. It is about visibility. You cannot change what you cannot see. Step 2. For every negative I am you find on that list, write a bridge statement beside it. Not a fantasy, a direction. I am someone whose situation is changing. I am becoming the person who handles this well. I am moving toward the life I want. Write them. Read them. Let them land. Step 3. Before you fall asleep tonight, do this. Lie still. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. And for just 5 minutes, drop every label and every story. Rest in the pure awareness of I am. Nothing attached. Just presence. Just being. Let that be the last conscious state you carry into sleep. Neville placed enormous importance on the moments before sleep. He said the impressions you carry into that threshold state, that drowsy border between waking and sleeping, are the most powerful creative instructions you can give your consciousness. The critical mind relaxes. The resistance softens. And what you feel is real in that state imprints deeply. So do not carry the day's frustrations into sleep. Do not replay what went wrong. Do not rehearse tomorrow's worries. Carry the I am you are choosing. Feel it as real. Let sleep take it deeper. Step 4. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, choose one deliberate I am statement for the day. 1. Make it a bridge statement your mind can accept. Say it. Feel it. Let it be the lens through which you experience the next 24 hours. Step 5. Do this for 7 consecutive days. Not as an experiment you are watching from a distance, as a genuine commitment to a new way of being. 7 days of catching the unconscious I am, replacing it with a conscious one, and carrying the chosen state into sleep each night. Watch what shifts, not dramatically necessarily, in small ways first. The conversation that goes differently, the opportunity you notice that you would have walked past before, the moment where the old reaction does not come and something steadier is there instead. That is the I am beginning to move. And when the I am moves, the world moves with it. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not unlucky. You are not someone the universe has forgotten or passed over or decided to make things hard for. You are someone who has been operating from an inherited I am, a set of beliefs about who you are that were handed to you before you had the awareness to question them, before you knew you had a choice. You did not choose to feel unworthy. You did not choose to believe that struggle was your default setting. You did not choose to attach lack and limitation to the most powerful words in existence, but you absorbed it, and you ran it, and the world reflected it back to you so consistently that it started to look like truth. It was never truth. It was always just a state, and states can change. This is the teaching at the core of everything Neville Goddard spent his life pointing to. Not that you need to become something you are not, but that you need to stop pretending to be something less than what you already are. You are the I am. You are the consciousness behind every experience you have ever had. You are not the character in the story. You are the awareness that the story is happening within. And awareness can choose. It can choose what follows I am. It can choose the state it occupies. It can choose to stop inheriting an identity from the past and start deliberately constructing one that matches the life it wants to live. That choice is available to you right now, not after things improve, not after you have more evidence or more confidence or more time. Right now, from exactly where you are, with exactly what you have. The 5 steps from the last section are your starting point. The audit, the bridge statements, the 5 minutes of pure I am before sleep, the morning anchor, the 7-day commitment. They are not complicated. They do not require anything you do not already have. They require only the willingness to take the I am seriously, to treat those 2 words with the weight they deserve, to stop attaching them carelessly to everything you do not want and start attaching them deliberately to everything you are becoming. 1 week. That is all that is being asked of you right now. 1 week of conscious, consistent, deliberate practice. And then watch. Not anxiously. Not with desperate eyes scanning the horizon for proof. Just watch. With the quiet confidence of someone who has planted something and knows, without needing to dig it up every day to check, that it is growing. Because it is. The I am is moving. The state is shifting. And the world, faithful as ever, is already beginning to rearrange itself around the new truth you have chosen. That is how it works. That is how it has always worked. And now you know.